major releases like Bioshock Infinite and Gears of War Judgment leading the March gaming madness, it's almost as if Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel has slipped through the cracks and become almost forgotten. The original pure co-op is back for a third installment, but with a new engine, lead characters, and a darker world than the camp of the first Army of Two games. Though it has notable issues in a number of areas, Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel is likely to be one of the most fun games you'll get your hands on this year. The Devil's Cartel finds you playing as Alpha and Bravo, working for previous protagonists Rio and Salem, who now run a mercenary organisation known as TWO. The story jumps back in time to the formation of the organisation all the way up to present day, where they wage war against the eponymous cartel led by the sadistic Batista, who's kidnapped a proletarian leader to stop a revolution against him. The narrative has some great qualities, but the characters are never fully fleshed out, and series regulars Salem and Rios have been delegated to crucial supporting roles. It includes a plot twist you'll see coming a mile away, but the game then has enough sense to make itself aware of it by throwing a few decent curveballs at you that you might not expect to happen. The overall result is a confused tone that the Devil's Cartel doesn't properly nail. It wants to tell a serious story, but still remain over the top in many areas. Much like its predecessors, the Devil's Cartel pits you and a partner against a number of enemies ready to be mowed down across 10 missions and locales. You'll face off against your run-of-the-mill gunners, but there's a healthy mix of armoured brutes, elite soldiers, and maniacal machete men who will charge you only for you to swiftly kill them with their own weapon in a direct confrontation. The enemy behaviour wavers between being suitably challenging to purely idiotic, as their accuracy seems to depend on whether or not the game has you in a standard firefight or in an audacious set piece. The Frostbite 2 engine means majority of the basic cover can be destroyed at any time, which then forces you to adapt quickly and form new tactics. When you're working efficiently, you'll build up Overkill, formerly called Aggro in the earlier games, which awards you unlimited health and ammo in slow motion for a brief duration to get out of a jam. If both players activate it simultaneously, it means faster damage can be done very quickly. The campaign can be played both solo and co-op, though the latter is definitely the way to eke out the experience. The partner AI is helpful when he needs to be, reviving you in a pinch if you're downed and providing able support when you split paths and go your own way. Otherwise, he's a bit of a useless dummy, only responding when you call him to action to provide covering fire or to open doors. Where it all comes together is in co-op, and it's a bummer that that's where much of the true value of the enjoyment in the game lies for those who have limited access.
Hang on, Chief!
You can play with a friend on the couch or online, but you can also play with strangers in public matchmaking, though vocal communication is key to success. Fortunately, the game includes a holographic pathway system indicating the best route for both players to take down enemies, which alleviates this issue to a certain degree, though if you're well coordinated, you barely use it. Stacking up and clearing rooms is a lot of fun, and choosing different pathways from one another demands a decent level of replayability to see both sides of the coin. It all funnels into a point system where joint takedowns and being smart in the battlefield rank you up and reward you higher scores that net you cash to spend on customizing your operative. The customization allows for 2 large weapons and a sidearm to be equipped with a wide array of firearm classes to choose from. Most of them can be fitted with your choices of upgradable parts to give you an extra edge in combat, such as scopes, magazines, and barrels. You can easily break the bank multiple times fashioning the arsenal you want, and pimping it out all with your choice of finish is a nice cherry on top to keep you replaying missions. Debuting in the Devil's Cartel is the Mask Creator, which lets you play around with the presets available to craft a mask of your liking to show friends and strangers online, though there are a healthy number of preset options that once you have enough dough and have unlocked them can be purchased. Cash can also be spent on tattoos and new clothing gear, but they're simply cosmetic and provide no enhancement whatsoever, so you're better off saving your money to invest in your weapons. There's no competitive multiplayer included in the package this time, but there's higher difficulties, maxing out weapons and climbing up the leaderboards to keep you busy, but making sure you'll have a friend to play with you is always dependent on the situation. The Devil's Cartel isn't exactly an incredibly pretty game. It's dominated by a lot of greys, washed out yellows, but the colour palette does open up immensely as the campaign goes on to douse the game with some visual variety. Cutscenes show off the best of the facial animation and character models, which look rough and flat by comparison when they're in motion, and you'll occasionally notice a glitch with enemy deaths and plenty of texture pop in when there's a lot happening on screen.
Only one shot at this.
Army of Two: The Devil's Cartel is arguably the best entry in the series and an incredibly enjoyable co-op experience. The inconsistent story tone and some bumps in the presentation are questionable, but well redeemed thanks to superb customization, a methodical approach to combat, and the unmatched feeling of truly working together to get through your adversaries that few co-op games are capable. Whether or not you'll replay it to max out all your weapons and unlock ranks depends on your enjoyment, and in this case it's a smart choice to rent it to be sure you'll delve all the way through. For fans of the series or anyone who loves a balls-out shooting experience with a friend, it's a definite buy.
Man, these guys are insane! Running straight into a machine gun. Not smart. Isn't that what we just did? Yeah, but we're fucking awesome.